And welcome to the second session of High Vibe Channeling featuring me, Ray Heitman. And I was wondering who was going to come in tonight. And then when I was thinking about that, the phrase, there are no closed systems, popped into my head. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And I was thinking about that and I was given a few details. And then the Future Pleiadians said, we are going to come in and talk about that tonight. And then later on, the tall white said, well, we can talk about that too. And the Pleiadians, I was considering it, but the Pleiadians already have this down. So we're going to let them continue. And thank you all for joining and for watching. And if you're not sure about what that means, I'm sure they're going to explain it to you. And if you have any questions, they're very loving individuals or a group or whatever they are. And we'll all find out more in just a minute. And thank you again. And we are the light which you are, dear humans, and you do shine brightly. And if you knew how brightly you would shine, sunglasses would be the first thing that humans would ever invent, because you are quite the bright, sprinkling and blinking lights outside of your physical realm. And that bright white light manifests itself as the beings which you believe that you are. And we wish for you to know, as you have already heard in the divine message from earlier this evening, that you are that bright white light. And for our little message today, it is more of a lesson, and it is not exactly what we are known for in these sessions, but it is time for school to be in session. And we will bring you information which will hope, or which hopefully will help you grasp more about the nature of energy uses of which you are part, and the whole as well. If you think about a system in your reality, and we are going to start here. For instance, we will view a soda bottle, one of your pop cans, as a closed system. If it is steady and no one touches it, it will still change internally. But once it is opened, then part of it escapes. Your atmosphere has certain qualities which are part of it. Certain parts of that air, minerals, and other things, gases. Your periodic table of elements are full of them. They become part of a greater system. So when we say that no system is closed, there are two aspects of that. One is that there is a need, and it is part of the process, that every energetic system has a leak, you may say, within it, such as you fill up a balloon with helium. Eventually, that leaks out. It will not stay within the container. It is made that way. And the other part of that is the higher realms maintain a connection with all of those realms as well. So information flows in and out. So in your dimension, all that you do unfolds outside of your dimension as well. Your higher realms can keep tabs upon you, because whatever you do affects other systems other larger systems, more complex systems, which in turn keeps flowing on and on and on in a fractal basis in some cases, but there are many different varieties, infinite varieties of those. And you have many systems within your normal lives, your transportation systems, your communication systems. And you can think of others, heating, cooling, educational systems. And they all have a great variety within them. And they all affect other systems. Every one of those is related in some way to every other system. The people who are in the educational system can go and make changes in the others, or vice versa. That is part of, or is a reflection of, how those energies are used. And if you have a non-physical realm and they are dabbling in the conscious explorations in various physical realms, then their energy bleeds into those realms. And that is not hard for you to understand because you have all been exposed to channeling. You have all experienced your intuition. You have all known that you are other beings in other places, in other times, and non-times and non-spaces as well. And there is an interconnection to all energies. They are all part of the one, which is part of that fact. There are no closed systems. Even the reality which you experience has many other systems within it. You are unaware of the other dimensions of Earth. You are unaware of the multitude of Earths which exist, and many of which you exist on in many other forms, as well as in this one. On a much higher level, that is more of a conscious effort to achieve that, or that leakage, we will say, although it is planned. There are many different ways to sculpt how that energy leaves the system and how it may be received in other systems and how to add more inputs within it to affect even higher realms. And that expression is infinite in itself. Think of a building with 1,000,000 doors, and you can leave or come in through any one of them. And you will get an idea about how the systems are always open. Even if all of the doors are closed but one, that one will still permit and serve a purpose to allow that information, that energy, those experiences to exist beyond it, so that that information can be utilized and learned from, and in some ways adapted into other learning opportunities. And while this is not a lesson which we wish to drone on about to extreme, we wish to make that clear enough to you so that you can have questions that you can ask of us, or anything else which may be among your divine countenances. And if you have those questions, we are here at your service, and we thank you.
Greetings to you, and thank you very much for your message.
And thank you.
Um, I have a question because I just experienced a music festival where I did notice what you just talked about. Firstly, one of the organizers has such a blinding light. And secondly, I also noticed all these energetic exchanges and I felt a strong ripple.
How
Could
wonderful for you.
Yes, it was totally magical, this whole experience.
And many beings experienced that with you, of course. They were participating in your transcendent energetic experience. And there are many beings who inhabit those areas in your etheric realms. When you have those gatherings, which are so energetic because of their own reasons, but you are lighter beings. You have a higher vibration. You are more focused on your moments and clarity of thought about enjoying what a great time you are participating within. And thank you for bringing that forward. And we will ask you, since we already know the answer, how did the higher realms, or your guides, or other beings experiencing with you, view what happened with you?
I can only feel a lot of joy and party atmosphere.
Well, your experience went beyond the physical, and you are aware of that.
Yes, I am talking about joy in the non-physical.
Absolutely. And thank you. It was a joyous time. It was something to build upon. It was a different quality of divine light, which you have shown forth. And it was shared by many, and many more outside of the event itself. For those are the qualities which you came to express. Those are different aspects of love energy and togetherness and unity of purpose, which is a forerunner of unity of consciousness, which you are all striving towards and doing a masterful job of it.
Indeed. And it was all, it's funny because most of these people are not what people call here on earth spiritual. They are completely unaware of their light. I see it, and I think it's very interesting that I am manifesting it in this way. I'm viewing all these people, and they're total channelers. Like there's endless songs about talking about higher spiritual realms and I don't know spaceships and stars, and they they don't do it so consciously.
And you see through their little game. They have those sources, their muses are coming to fruition and to their aid to help them with their chords and their lyrics, as well as their lighting and the choreography and every other place in that. And the dragon energy does have a lot to do with that creativity. But there are so many beings which can be involved in those sort of things. And sometimes they believe that, oh, well, this just rhymes. This just feels right. And then the chords come, or maybe it's backwards. Maybe the chords come first, and then the lyrics seem to go. And they put them in there, and it fits nicely like the last piece of a puzzle. And that is where the magic starts because all of that energy is encapsulated within it and it is set free in those events. And that resonates with the innate quality, the energetic inner self of many beings. And they do not need to recognize why or that it even does. They just experience the emotion at that time in whatever guises which they allow themselves to. But you have gone beyond that. You have sensed what the other people are aware of sensing in some ways. And while that is not exactly finite, but you are aware of it and you trust your instincts, and that makes you happy as well and adds to the merriment of those now moments.
Indeed.
And magic is the right word for those creations.
Yes.
And pump up the value.
I'm sure a lot of our neighbors will get to enjoy some good music these days.
Way to spread the love.
Yes,
May they be receptive.
I hope so. Well, they'll certainly get the vibration on another level, no?
That they will. We'll see how their belief structures interpret those vibrations. And will
It
that be all? Oh, yes, please.
is, I also noticed that a lot of birds were flying among us and between the tents, really low flights in between the tents. For me, that was absolutely also magical. It's like they wanted to be part of the whole thing as well. Could you comment on how our presence affected the birds?
There is a big assumption that all of those were birds.
Ah, right.
If you wish to come into and be part of the energy of such a gathering as you had, it is convenient to assume other shapes, which would not be throwing people off guard, we will say, which would be accepted as part of the natural flow of the event or occurrences. Now, we are not saying that all of them are non physical beings, but some of them can assume that shape, like your Sasquatch, of course, and certain avian beings and others can draw energies or experiences from what they tap into because their experiences can go beyond what their physical capabilities are. And that is true for all Earth species because there are no Earth species which other beings cannot tap into and experience their reality in a method beyond what their physical senses would normally allow. And that is not a surprise to any of you. But the fact that you were aware of the birds dancing among you and you felt how special that was another key to your higher vibration, bringing those events and those energies to your awareness. And you were wrapped up in that moment, but part of you understood these may not all be birds.
Yes, thank you. That is so wonderful. And I do look forward to the time where we will be able to enjoy such gatherings with a lot of different extraterrestrial beings. I can totally see it. So I know I will also manifest it.
And so you shall. They they really wish to connect with loving beings, and you are certainly one of those.
Thank you.
This group is packed with loving beings, which is why it vibrates so highly. And yes, we are talking you up, but we do love a good vibrational uplift.
So, do you have any other hints about the unfoldment of the group or members of the group?
Not in particularly, but we will tell you to keep an eye on the children in your reality. For their vibrational rate, although they are different types of humans, but you will notice they have more energetic qualities about them. And their separation from their parents will be more acute. Not only do they speak a different language, which is not a surprise, or hopefully not a surprise to you, but their telepathic abilities are being developed and they are understanding that they have them. And even the younger ones who are, we will say, under 7 or 8, they will start to have experience with nature, with elementals, with the wee folk. They will be able to have those kind of connections because in ways your society has evolved where the parents no longer, as a matter of patterned response or fearful response, tell them that that reality is not true. They are busy, they are distracted. So when the child talks to a creature who is invisible to the parents, they are not that apt to react in fear. They may think that it is strange, but they will have some hesitancy to interfere in those. And that is part of the overall plan as well. So when you see little children, especially if you have those ones which are nonverbal, send them thoughts, watch their faces, and you can calm them down. You can send love to them, but just with your focus upon them and sending them loving thoughts, it will register within them. And you can be amazed at your abilities to make that connection. But rest assured, it is a reflection as well, because that is a loving connection. And so you can help parents by sending thoughts to them. You can help the children by sending thoughts to them. And if you do it in a loving way, you will find that you are powerful. You are exercising your open heartedness to make life better. And that happened today as well for the channel. For he saw a gentleman pushing a very young child in a stroller, and the young child was screaming and crying. And the channeler sent messages to the father: hold that baby, hold that baby. And that affects things. The baby did not need to cry, it needed to be held. It needed that reassurance, as all of you need that reassurance, regardless of your confidence in yourself or your role. You still have curiosity, and that curiosity extends to, am I still doing what I am supposed to be doing? And you always have beings there to help you. And we can tell you all, yes, you are always doing what you should be doing. And there is nothing else that you can do. Know that, feel that, and use your power to help others. And your heart centered, authentic selves can motivate others and use that power to impact situations and events. It has never been stronger for you than it is now. So when you see those young children who do not have any beliefs contrary, such as your teenagers may have, that the old people don't know, or older people do not know what they are talking about. And you can take that as the younger ones or the older ones, whichever one. It is true. But the younger ones do not have that. They are open and receptive. And those who are intent on loving and doing the best they can will be open to receiving those messages as well, even if it affects their subconscious. You can help people have a better experience on this planet. Use your power. That's why you have chosen to bring it in at this time. We are merely reminding you that it goes beyond what you think you can do. And
Thank you.
thank you for asking for a little bit more.
Thank you. Yes, that was a wonderful message and reminder for all of us.
We do tend to be loving beings in our expression.
Yes,
We, as is so common on your planet, we gotta be me.
yes. And you reminded me of when I was in elementary school and I was part of this little group and we were designing our own spacecraft and I was part of the crew. And the adults said, oh, that's just silly things. And I was furious towards the adults that they didn't believe us, that we were part of a space crew.
It's much more fun to believe. And as Bashar says, it is this and that.
Yes.
You do not have to choose because the higher realms do not. They want the whole buffet, all of the choices. Fractal on. It is the best way to express growth. One of the best ways to express growth. But those fractals do not go in 2 dimensions. They go in 360 degrees
Mm,
in your way of linear physical space-time thinking.
yes. Thank you.
And remember to hydrate extra.
Mm,
We know that is a common theme, but if you have to set yourself a timer, or especially before you get the urge to eat anything, put your thoughts, your love energies into your liquids. And we recommend that you use pure water. You can drink other things at your leisure, which is your choice, but we recommend that you have pure water before you do that to give your body the best chance to transmute energies which are coming in and to make all of your systems operate in a cleaner, more efficient way.
I love water. Thank you. And also, for the sake of the youth soul, I would like to say that in Bavaria, they would say, yeah, beer has a lot of water in it.
And they would be correct, but this is in addition to the beverages. and we will let you go, which is a misnomer because we will never do that. We will continually send you our loving caresses and guide you into more loving actions which come to you so that you may bring them through you, should you choose to do so. And we thank you for accepting us into your now moment and for allowing us into your light. And together we shine brighter
Much
with or
love.
without sunglasses. And we recede.
Welcome back.
Thank you. The lesson that they picked, I mean, closed systems, that was kind of a dry thing for them. That was totally unusual. I liked it. I hope it came through clearly.
Yes.
And I know that's kind of a Seth thing. So I'm sure Carrie picked up on that. And thanks for sticking around, Mousy.
Yeah, and I saw you were connecting, and were you getting additional messages to that communication?
Yeah, yeah, I was. It was really nice. Just it, it's like I wasn't auditorily listening to as much as what was being said in the channeling. Like what I was perceiving was like a little different, I guess. But I guess important to me. And it was kind of like it was very non-physical, but it felt very, very light. But it felt like they were basically just telling me, like reminding me that we take ourselves so seriously in physical plane, and that we actually don't need to, because so many times when I connect, I'm like, what do I need to integrate? What part of my shadow is coming through that I need to see, and I need to tackle it and destroy it, and that's like my habit when I open up. And they were just kind of like reminding me, you don't have to do that. Actually, they were just like play all day, just and at some point I remember you were talking about a festival, and it happened like they were telling me that before, like you asked that question. It was funny because it was like they tuned me in to what you were asking about before it happened, and that's when they were saying, they were like, yeah, festivals, play, like explore, that they're telling me that we can often project onto them because they're so like aware and enlightened, that their energy can be so intense in that way, as if they must be really serious. And they were like reminding me that they aren't at all, like whatsoever, that we just project that onto them, but they're just having a party every day to infinity, like where they're at, like. And so it was interesting. It was like, it felt good. It was like a good reminder. And I think like the energy just of this group tonight just felt very light and very joyful. So I think it just like helped me step into that remembrance.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's neat. I mean, I know that's might be a quaint word, but I kind of like it. And I keep telling people, I'm like, well, if you come, you can feel the energy. And, people show up and then they don't show up. And I'm like, hey, whatever's good for you, but once you felt it, I don't know why you wouldn't come back personally. I'm just
Well,
wondering.
it's funny because they actually like they told me that. They were like, because I haven't shown up, because I take my life so seriously, and I'm like, I have all this work to do, and then I show up and I'm like, oh my god, this feels great, this feels like family. And they were like, exactly, they were like, this is your family, like these are your friends, this is like your play group, like why would you not keep showing up, like this could be your life every week. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. I'm like, what was I doing on Thursday nights that was so important? Probably nothing, nothing that important, right?
Well, 3D life does get in the way sometimes,
Yeah.
but we got to find a way to play through it.
Yeah.
And I have that strong impulse about doing the channeling sessions in front of the mantis at the City Museum. I will be
Oh
following up
yeah,
on that.
you should
Yeah,
do that. You should. I forgot we were talking about that. We should. That would be very
yeah.
cool.
That really hit
I'll have
home
to
with
come
me.
see it. I'll have to come see it. The mantis.
Yeah, and please do. Yeah, it's an awesome place. It really is. And you can look it up online, but yeah, I recommend that. It's the must see. If you see only one thing in St. Louis, make it the City Museum. That's a little plug for YouTube on them. So cool. And thank you all again. Anyone else have anything? Thanks for creating this wonderful playground so I could come and do my stuff and enjoy all these wonderful happy faces and all these divine energy you guys are putting out. It's it's just a joy. What can I say? And now we'll move on to the open forum.